mind of OPEX. It's the shit that's on my mind. Less research-based, more my mindset based. So I want to talk about something that I've discussed on a few times on my channel, but I haven't identified exactly what that is, what it stems from. So you already know that I'm an anarchist, right? Watch my video, anarchist versus, or anarchists are versus chaoticists, something like that. Give you an understanding of what you're led to believe an anarchist is, and what you believe an anarchist is probably a chaoticist, which is a term I made up to identify that group that people think that are out looting and running the streets and don't believe in authority and shit like that, just completely rebel type thing. Yeah, but anarchists are not like that. Anarchists are very, very moral. It's a moral philosophy, and to identify yourself as anarchist, in my eyes, you need to apply the main principles, which is basically don't hurt others, have nobody hurt you, and defend yourself if needed. And if somebody wants to restrict you from any of those things, defending yourself to being free, etc., that is morally wrong. It's unethical, and that shouldn't be a part of our life, to have somebody in power to tell us that we shouldn't grow compost-grown tomatoes, for example, because it's illegal. Or if somebody wants to harvest their cow's milk and to sell that cow's milk, why does fucking government have to be in the way? Or say that you cannot do it unless you do this, this, and this, and pay us this amount, and blah, blah, blah. To not be taxed, etc. So I can go through the real anarchist stuff all day long, and I am going to make a presentation about that within the month. It's going to be my third presentation I'm going to make. I have a list of presentations I'm going to make, and I think you're going to really enjoy them, and they're going to be really lengthy and in-depth, and it's going to take a lot of work on my end, because I don't have time for this shit, but I'm still going to do it because it's very important to me, and it's crucial. Anyways, to dive into the anarchist mindset, I want you to understand that a big part of it has to do with what I want to discuss today. It's voluntaryism. Voluntaryism is basically the idea that you volunteer your time, your energy, your resources, etc. You don't take them by force. Force is something that's morally wrong. Force is something that's morally wrong. To apply violence or coercion through force is morally and ethically wrong. And voluntaryism is something that I've discussed in the past, and I want to dive deeper into. Because when you have if you're volunteering for giving your resources away or doing anything, if you're volunteering your pussy for money, the government deems that as morally wrong, but how is that morally wrong if you're volunteering it? It's consent. Prostitution's consent. This is voluntarism. It's basically, you can do whatever you want if other people agree to have this interaction. Like, if I want health insurance, I volunteer my money, voluntarily give my money, my resources, to pay for health insurance, because it's something I want, and I can go in the free market and check it out. Oh, this health insurance plan is like this is this, and this, and this, and I can decide which one I want to go with. And if I want it, I do it under my voluntary consent. Pretty simple stuff. And that's an anarchist subcategory that is very important. It's important to the cause. Because the thing is, if I didn't want health insurance, who is somebody else to put a gun to my face and say, you have to pay health insurance, you have to give us money? And if I don't agree with the medical model, it doesn't matter, because I still got to pay for that insurance. I got to pay for insurance I'm never going to use. So I want to voluntarily give my resources to the things I want. So if I don't want health insurance, I don't have to pay health insurance. And the coercion of the state, like for example, in the health insurance realm, if I don't pay health insurance, there is a fine at the end of the year. If I decide not to pay that fine, somebody comes and arrests me. And if I resist arrest, I get violently beaten. And if I resist getting violently beaten, I could be killed. So this can ultimately lead to death just because I don't want to pay for health insurance. It's wrong, morally, ethically, etc. I don't think there's somebody in the right mind that should say, yeah, these people want free health insurance and you got to pay it for them, even though you don't even support the medical model. So in the voluntarism aspect, you pretty much have control over your resources, your time, your energy, your money, your philosophy, your freedom, etc. Instead of being forced into doing something that you don't want to do. Now, if you're voluntarily doing it, clearly you have consent over it. So it's not wrong because you want it to happen as well. And if I go to the extremities of prostitution, look at it that way. A woman, let's say, wants to give up the pussy, knows she has some good pussy or whatever, and the guy's willing to pay $150 for it or whatever it costs for prostitution, I don't know. $150, here you go. I'm glad to give you $150. I haven't gotten laid in 5 years, and I just need to get this out of my system, etc. And the woman's like, yeah, just need to wear a condom. I'm fine with it. You know, I need money. My bills are due tomorrow, and I don't feel like working a dead-end 9 to 5 job. This is what I want to do. The guy's like, this is what I want to do too. Who the fuck are you or anybody fucking else going to go in the way of that? They're voluntarily consenting to adult action. And I feel very strong about that because I want to stay consistent with my morality. If you're not new to my channel, you know that I have I talked about this, and I've even brought the prostitution example into play when it comes to voluntarism. Gotta eat healthy, man. Gotta eat real food. Sorry, I shouldn't have done that while I'm making a video, though. I'm a little hungry. I just kind of got out of the shower. Anyway, let's dive back into it. So, government's in the way. And in the anarchist mindset, if there wasn't any government, there'd be much more voluntary action and consent. In the free market, in every aspect of your life. If I own a gun, that's normal. That's being able to defend yourself against people that might threaten you. In the anarchist mindset, why couldn't you own guns? Doesn't make any sense. Who is somebody else to say you can't own guns? People are probably threatened about you having guns. So if somebody else has a gun and I have a gun, I feel like I have an equal playing field. And because of that, I think to myself, okay, this person comes over and tries to attack me or whatever, I can defend myself. If this person doesn't want to attack myself or attack me, then I don't care if he has guns anyways. So it doesn't affect me. And, who is somebody else to step in the way? So you get government out of the equation, everything from a defense standpoint to free market trade, to freedom, to law and stuff. Everything is more freedom-based and more voluntary and much more peaceful than the power that be control everything. The powers that control things are inevitably corrupt. And I think most people know this. It's pretty common sense. I want to say common sense, but I don't think it's as common as I'm making it out to be. Because some people are statists. And in fact, the majority are statists. They believe in the power of the state. to coerce others in terms of, let's say, the majority vote taking advantage of the minority vote. So it's a majority population taking advantage of a minority. And that's wrong. I thought we're all about equality. Can't do that with voting. Yeah, I'm against voting, blah, blah, blah. I don't have to dive into every, like I said earlier in this video, I think I said it. My third presentation will be an in-depth analysis, detailed explanation of anarchy. I got two before then that's really crucial as well, probably more crucial than anarchy itself. So stick tuned. Hopefully by the end of the week I can get the first one out. So in the free market, of course, I've already discussed that you can do what you want. You can, if people don't want your product, they don't have to pay for your product. It's pretty simple stuff. If they don't want health insurance, you can't force it on them. Health insurance is just one of those things that shouldn't be up for debate. If you want it, you get it. If you don't, you don't. It shouldn't be that some people got to pay for it, some people don't. And even if you don't want health insurance, you still got to pay for it. Like, it's just ridiculous. And the fact that people pick sides and stuff and you're manipulated by the media is fucking ridiculous. Use your own brain, use your own common sense. Have courtesy in your mind to think about others. I mean, it's a paradigm that people are being suckered into, left versus right. Fuck that shit. I just wanted to give you a brief explanation of the subcategory of voluntaryism that should apply to everybody, but the problem is that we're statists, and because you're a statist, you pretty much realize, or realize isn't the right word, believe to be true that we need some sort of hierarchy to take care of us, and anarchy is like, I seen this, Adam Kokesh asked, like, from off stage to Lauren Southern on stage. I seen a video where Adam Kokesh said, or asked her, why aren't you an anarchist yet? You have our same philosophy, our same views. Why aren't you an anarchist? And Lauren Southern says, well, basically her argument was not even an argument at all. And that bothered me because I wanted a follow-up question from Adam, but he couldn't give one because she had to go. She had the stage. But she basically said that would take 3,000 years. And I thought to myself, what? That's not even an argument. You can't think that it's going to take 3,000 years for anarchy to be possible. That doesn't make any sense. If there's enough people that care about each other, I think anarchy is the right way to go. People are always scared about the boogeyman, right? You gotta give up your rights for safety or security. There's always this boogeyman, ISIS or Assad now. Somehow Assad is bad for U.S. And I'm like, what is going on here? That's halfway across the world. And then North Korea is a problem. First off, they won't invade our country. They could have invaded through Mexico many years ago. Anyone could have. I mean, it's that easy to go across the border, right? People could have easily tried to invade our country, but they haven't, and they won't. Because, what the fuck? It's not like a real problem. Anyways, why am I going so off tangent? I'm just trying to explain the statist point of view, and it's illogical, and I don't even have time to. I'll make a video like statist versus anarchist, philosophy / mindset / logic. But anyways, let's go back into voluntarism. If I wanted to do something, I can do it voluntarily. No one should be coerced to do so. If I wanted to pay taxes, right? Right now, if I want to pay taxes, I can. And if I don't want to pay taxes, oh well. So, a lot of people want to vote on what their taxes should go to. Mine should go to the military. I support the military. They should get my money. Okay. Voluntarily give them your money. Do it. Nobody's hurting you. Nobody's stopping you from it. Give the military your money. How about roads and bridges? How are those going to get done without government and my taxes going to them? Do you want roads and bridges and to be up to date and not cracked and messed up and bridges falling and shit? You don't want that? Give them your money. Pay for it. I don't understand the philosophy that I have to give you a lot more than I would normally give you to go to all the things I don't want it to go to because I want roads and bridges fixed and maintained. In the voluntarism aspect, you would just give them your money. Oh shit, our roads and bridges are no good, so out of your paycheck or just circumstantially hand it to them. Hey, can you guys fix the road? I'll give you $10 this week. I'll give you $10 next week. We need our roads fixed because I need to get to work or whatever. And you would pay. Of course, other people are just going to be like sitting back. Oh my God, what if everyone else pays for it and I don't have to pay? Well, then your bridge isn't going to get done. How much do you want that bridge to get done? You want it done? You would give them money, wouldn't you? So you start getting things back into your own hands, your own strength of manipulation, and we can destroy the military complex, military-industrial complex, in ways of voluntarism. We would destroy that because the majority of us don't want to give them our money to start World War III. Pretty confident the majority will. So, you volunteer your resources to however you want it allocated. Instead of the state doing it for you and pocketing most of it. So you can understand on a logical aspect that it's very possible to go this route. Just to volunteer your resources or time or money or defense or freedoms. The problem is we have government in the way. Of course, we pay for this institution to be there. We allow it to have power over us, and we allow it to be used, our money, to be used in ways we don't want it used. No, I don't want to send Trump on another $1 million vacation. No, I don't want the military-industrial complex to start World War III. No, I don't want these things, right? Let alone many others that, probably not as important, but some of them are. But in all different shapes and forms, if I own my money, it's the product of my labor, and I get money, I make money, and then it's taken from me, that's theft. That is immoral. If I had all my money, let's say I made $1,000 this week, and I want to spend my money how I want. If I want to spend $10 to give roads and bridges, in my area fixed, great. Then guess what gets fixed in my area? Because a lot of people want it fixed in their area. It's not complicated. And to say that I gotta be paying $400 out of my $1,000 paycheck for a bunch of shit that I don't want to pay for is fucking ridiculous. Bottom line, it's fucking ridiculous. And I don't agree to it because I'm logical and a critical thinker. Therefore, it does not work on me to just have me bend over and take it like a taxpayer. You know what I mean? So ultimately, I'm giving you a big gist of it, but of course I can go in depth, and I don't want these type of videos to get too long, so I'm going to pretty much stop it there to let you know that in a voluntarist mindset, it's very fucking possible that society, your communities, on small terms, could be so much more beneficial, and you would be much more prosperous in this type of anarchy type mindset type society rather than having a hierarchy of government that control everything and steal from you. Whoa, what a difference. And you're going to be able to be prosperous and able to do the things that you want to do without the burden of hierarchy and stress and being thrown into a fucking box that have bars. A box that you're stuck in because you decided not to pay health insurance, or that you didn't want to give them your money, therefore you got to be thrown in a box. And if you decide not to go in a box, essentially lead up to being killed. You want to lose your life because you want to disagree with the mob and to go against and rebel against the mob that is government. So think about these things. Think about where you draw the line. What is stopping you from leaving statism? What's stopping you from agreeing with giving your money to the state? I just told you a great aspect that's a subcategory of anarchy that can really benefit you in terms of understanding anarchy and how easy it is and simple it is and not complicated with mega rules and regulations. Again, I'm going to say this for the third time. There is going to be a video that I'm going to break down everything to do with anarchy. All the subcategories, and they're going to be more in depth. It's not going to be Mind of OPEC style where I'm just speaking what's on my mind. It's going to be a bunch of fact-based evidence. It's going to be a lot of philosophy, and it's going to be straight to the point stuff that's a lot more coherent than those gibberish I'm saying right now, which I'm never going to stop my Mind of OPEC series. This is always going to be continuing, but I'm trying to do other things for my channel that are more in depth, that can be more popular and more beneficial in the long term, because people have ADD. So therefore, if I'm taking a sip of my naked drink here, I would either have to edit that out or keep it in. And I don't always have time to edit it out. So people are going to get bored from my shit, because when I'm doing this, other people's brain starts going, oh, I'm bored, gotta go to another video. Anyways, I went way off tangent. Anyways, happiness and longevity. Hope the best for you guys. And I hope that you guys stay logical, stay fresh, and stay cool.